So men have been...
Men are the most horrible.
I just got back from pumping gas. In the car next to me, the girl's driving, and the boy had gotten out to pump the gas for her, and all the guys in the car started laughing, calling him a simp. Excuse me, since when is being a simp a bad thing? I would love me a simp. Sir, can you do me next? It's cold.
She pretty much showed why men hate simping. Like, so she wants a man to simp for her. That's the thing. It's a man doing something for a woman for nothing. He gets nothing out of it. Now, if he wants to do it, like if her example, if they weren't in a relationship at all, he did that, okay, he wanted to do it. But that's because he wanted to do it. A lot of times, women don't understand. They're using men. Men get nothing out of this interaction. Because in reverse, this is something that women never think about. In reverse, women do not do things for men for absolutely nothing in return. They don't. If they do, it's the most rarest occasions. But honestly, in general, women do not do shit for men for absolutely nothing in return. They would expect a thank you. They would expect to be treated a certain way. They would be expected to support. So many expectations to it. But men are always encouraged, expected to simp, to be chivalrous, to be a gentleman, to get nothing out of it. Men are always expected to sacrifice themselves for women, and you get nothing from it. You don't even get a thank you. You don't get love. You don't get nothing. Men are expected. Women would want that. Men are just now fed up with it. Men say, if you have such a high expectation, if you determine that you have so much value, because men can't deal with you, because you are so valuable that you deserve this, you deserve that, okay, men feel the same way too now. Men feel that if you want my effort, I deserve effort in return. Equality. Equal exchange. That's usually what men are asking for anyway. Equal exchange. They're not asking for women to simp on them. Men aren't asking for that. Men aren't asking for one-way effort. Men aren't. Men are asking, show effort so I can show effort as well. Plain and simple. But women will love a simp, so they don't need to show effort, and they still get special treatment. Yeah, that's great. And like I said, if men want to do something, of course they can do it. If he wants to pump woman's gas, he wants to open her door, cool. That's because he wants to. Not because he's expected to, not because he's demanded from. No, none of that.
Younger men for sex. I want lots of stamina and very short recovery periods. I don't get those with men my own age. Dating younger men was a complete and total accident. I used to run an advertising agency in New York, and we were asked to pitch for an online dating brand. I was single. I thought, okay, I have to do this for business reasons. Why not do it for real? I was, completely honest about everything, including my age. First of all, I got an avalanche of responses, which was very good for the ego. 75% of those responses were from younger men. So obviously a bunch of young guys out there going, whoopee, so I thought, gosh, hadn't thought about this, but hey, works.
I think that's amazing. You go, girl. But this is something that I found funny. Looking at through our comment sections, a lot of people, a lot of women saying, you right on, you go, diva, so much support. But I think it's funny. You constantly see women hypocrisy on this app. On older women being blunt, saying, I go for younger men because of sexual purposes. I go for men because of sexual reason. Younger men for sexual reason. A lot of women saying amazing, mad support in her comment sections. But if it's a man who says that, it's automatically creep. No woman would support that. Especially if he said it exactly the same way. I go for younger women because of sex. Not a single woman would be supportive of that. I love the hypocrisy of women. I really do. I love the double standards of women. It's funny. It's really amazing to watch women consistently show their hypocrisies and double standards. If that was an older man that said that, you would call him creep. You would call him a pedo. You would crucify him. I doubt 99% of women, if not 100, were not being supportive of it. But an older woman says that. Mad support. I find the hypocrisy really funny with women. That's why a lot of times women's logic, it don't make sense. Make it make sense. Because it doesn't. Ridiculous.
Well, I'm getting ready to go out right now, and I was just thinking, because I went on a date like a few weeks ago, and I literally told the guy, I was like, look, I'm really enjoying my life right now, so I wouldn't say I'm like actively looking for a relationship, because I don't want the stress that comes with like dealing with a man in my life. And he was like, no, I get that. I respect that. I don't want to add stress to you. I want to enhance your life. I want to blah, blah, blah. I haven't heard from that man in 3 weeks. He said, I will be your peace, baby. You ain't gonna hear from me again. All right, cool. Bet, thanks. Yeah, feeling pretty peaceful now. Appreciate that.
I love that he, gave her what she wanted. Here's the thing where I have a trouble grasping. I am a big supporter of women that that they say that they're happily single, that they don't want the stress of a man. I am a big supporter of women staying and being single for the rest of their life. I'm a big supporter of that. I do not advocate for women. You have to be in a relationship. You have to have children. No, I'm a big supporter of women staying single for the rest of their life. So what I can't grasp is if women constantly say that, one, they don't want the stress of having a man. Two, they're happy single. Why even stay in the dating market? Why even be in the dating market? That I can never understand. If you have situationships, like when you're feeling whatever, go have sex. Plenty of men will just have sex with you and leave you alone. Why try to be? Because again, she went on a date when she's not actively looking. She doesn't want a man. She doesn't want to stress with a man. Cool, but why even go on a date? Why? Because why do you want a man to change your happily singlehood? This is the thing where I can never understand with women. Because for me, I never hear a man say that he's happily single and then want a relationship or go on dates. If he's happily single, he's not dating. Because I have a friend. When he said he was happily single, all he did was, go have sex with women. Pay for dinners, have sex, enjoy time. There's no chance for a relationship because he doesn't. That's it. It pretty much look for situationships. What we see nowadays, just situationships, just friends with benefits. If women want friends with benefits, many of men would gladly give them that. But a lot of times, women want more. Why? Don't really go on dates with men. Just do situationships. Do your friends with benefits. But it's like I can never understand. Women say, I am happily single. Yet they go on dates with men. They do things that can change that singlehood, that happy singlehood. And I'm just amazed by that. I just never understand women that to have that mentality. They don't. That's why, in my opinion, I don't think women are truly happily single. Because they constantly do things to try to counteract that singlehood by going on dates with men, by interacting with men beyond a sexual level. In my opinion, I wonder why. I do want to know why women say they're happily single, yet they still deal with men. They're still in the dating market.
I hope that this is not too controversial, but I am so not curious. I need explanation, if you will, as to why certain people believe that because you are physically stronger in men and women, because males are physically stronger, that now means that they should make decisions, or that whomever in a given situation is physically the strongest, they should make all the decisions and have the ultimate power or last say. Why is that a thing? Why does brute strength equal now I say so and that's what it is?
Let's think about it logically. With strength, you can enforce your rules. Let's think about it logically. Women wouldn't be where they are if men didn't allow it. If men, in the crazy world where men use actual force, women wouldn't have the rights that they have. If men did. If men, you can see this in like the Middle East or whatever, where men actually use force. They don't allow. Women cannot make change. If men don't agree, if men don't stand with women, women can't make any decisions because they can't enforce their decisions. That's the thing, where the basic understanding of strength. Because if you're strong, you can enforce, you can back up your decisions. That's the most basic thing. Plus, here's the thing, where the decision making. Usually, when men make decisions, they're thinking about everybody, or the good of the majority. At least, let's say in family cases, they're thinking about the good of everybody. In women who make decisions, usually they think about themselves and or their kids. So you're not including everyone. There are key differences in a lot of decision making. Also, decision making, a lot of times women go on how they feel. A lot of times men go on what sounds or what seems logical or what is logical. So there's key differences. But again, like I said, going back to the original, strength, you can back up your shit. If men don't concede, like if a man and a woman are trying to make decisions, if they're arguing and stuff, if a man doesn't concede, women would never win. In most situations, arguments, decision making, it's men conceding. That's how women win. That's how women get their point across. because they cannot enforce the ideology. Second, in a smaller kind of side note, usually they can't back up their logic. It's just how they feel. So